You came out.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I better not have.
What's up, E5 guy? Alright guys, today we got a Y70 build. I believe it's also another Intel build. We got a Y70 build with a 5090. Our Aurorus GeForce RTX 5090. It's going to be having 1200 watt by Lian. It's going to have a 360, our VRLA 360 AIO. For fans, it's going to have our RGB high performance white fans for this case. We are building in the height Y70 touch case. So it should be a nice build. It should be like a majority, I think, should be white in the build. Let's go ahead and start off the build. RAM. Here, take that. Right. Alright, we got our Z890 Aurorus Pro Ice. Very nice motherboard. It's all white. Let's go ahead and get the motherboard set up. Remove these plastics here. And this plastic's really in this. There you go. Trying to get the CPU in. I do have this other one. There you go. What's up, Thingy Mob? Welcome to the stream. For our RAM, we got 6,000 DDR5 32GB Corsair Vengeance. This is not a customer's build, it's just a build that we got today for stream. This week we mainly did a lot of customer builds. This stream we're just doing one of our regular Y70 builds. Alright. Let's go ahead and put it in the case now. This side. Let's go ahead and get the screw box for the case. So I'm going to mount the motherboard onto the case. The audio's broken. Let me check. Maybe it's on the camera. Check. No, maybe the audio switched to the camera on OBS. It's on the. Maybe the music was too loud. It's like lagging. Let's see. Oh, I think it's the music that you're probably hearing. Yeah, I think it was the music just making it so laggy. If I'm not the microphone is not clean and broken. Check the audio because the audio sounds good on mine on the tablet. What about now, guys? Is it still bad? We'll get a different mic in here. Maria, come back. See, I have my mics in my car. You want to get my mics? They're in my car. Here. I think they're in my car.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Where?
Like when you go in the passenger and the center console, you'll see like a gray block. We'll get the audio fixed right now. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and put the motherboard in the case.
but it doesn't have like the like perfect thing.
It's fine. That's just for like man, they're hot. Oh, connected. Hey, connected to the camera last time. Remember?
Oh, to the camera?
Yeah. And then we'll just switch it over here.
I don't remember.
With the aux cable. With the cable from the other mic.
Oh yeah, I never put it right there.
I see.
Do you want me
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna switch on the OBS. Hello. 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 Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? A lot better? All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get the motherboard into the case here. So this case does support, or is actually only is vertical mount on this Y70 Touch. So when you're building in this case, you can either leave the actual mount on, or you could take it off. Since I have built in this case multiple times already, I usually keep the mount on just because I could build with it on. Basically just this. But you go ahead and take it off if it's your first time building in it. We are gonna need, before I put it on, actually I can put it on after. I was gonna say we could put the AIO bracket on, but this one gives us clearance in the back of the case to actually put it on as well. All right. What's up, Glitch? What's up, Kez? What's up, Vexo? Let me know if the audio is too loud or too quiet. We'll go ahead and fix that up as well. Yeah, so fun fact, if you're ever building in this case, the screen itself comes with a USB 2.0 that goes straight into the motherboard. And just in case you are using multiple USB 2.0 like products, keep in mind that USB 2.0 for that screen does need to go directly into the motherboard, or else in the Height Nexus app, it just won't read the screen itself, so you won't be able to use like those custom app widgets and stuff like that. So now that we got the motherboard in, let's go ahead and connect the case cables in the back here. It's gonna be the cables for the screen in the front, and also gonna be the cables for the front USBs and the power button. We got USB 3.0 here. That's gonna go here at the bottom. I really do wish Height would have implemented the white cables, case cables as well, but I guess not. They just went with black, so it could have been like an all black, all white build. I mean, we got a USB Type C as well for this case. All right. Then we got our F panel cable that's gonna go down here. Just like that. And then we got our HD audio as well. There we go. Now, like I said, we have our USB 2.0. So these two cables here, the SATA and the USB 2.0, is for the screen itself. And the HDMI cable runs to the bottom here and it comes out to the back over here. So you're able to just connect your the monitor to your GPU. Not your monitor, but the screen, the Y70 screen to your GPU. All right. I'm just gonna tidy these cables up just so they don't get in our way when we are building more later. This case is really easy also to kill managing. It gives you a lot of room in the back, a lot of space to work with. What's up, Sudipo Gamer? Welcome to the stream. All right. Now, next up is going to be to put in our fan. So we're going to put one exhaust fan here on the right, three intake, and then 3 exhaust on top of the radiator. Let's go ahead and do that. Get that installed. So we are using our white high performance RGB fans. There you go. I really like these fans because they all are easy to connect together. So they come with a female and a male to be able to connect more fans together for fan power and RGB. So you don't need any splitter because all the fans will connect to each other, and then you just connect one of the main one fan directly to the motherboard, and then from there that's where you start the chain. All right, get this back fan installed over here. We need to find a way so you guys can see my POV when I'm building over here in the back. Because most of the stuff is always facing me. And today is Friday. Hopefully the drill's not too loud either. All right. Got this back fan installed. Let's go ahead and install our 3 back fans over there. And then we'll get the radiator installed right on top. Let's see. Do want to check one thing. All right. Let's go ahead and get these back fans here installed. So these are going to be intake to get just air flow into the case. Have I ever built a Montec King 95 Pro? I don't believe I have. Let me search that up just to see, so I can see how it looks. I built in so many cases, random cases, that I don't even remember what's the name of the case itself. Let's see. Montec King 95. I built in some Montec cases for sure. I have. Actually, I have built in this case. Yeah, I have built in this case. Is that the one where like the first glass opens and then the front one as well opens? Like they don't come off, but they just like open up. Is it that one? What am I doing with those cables? So I basically they come with like this little like not zip tie, but it's like some like metal stuff just to wrap the cables around. So I'm taking them off. It just holds the cables like in a knot like this when they come in the packaging. So I'm just taking off that little like metal piece. Yo, thank you for the sub. No, they pull off. The glass comes off completely. Let me see it again then. I think I have. It looks familiar. It looks like I have built in it. Why do you ask if I built in that case? Do you have any questions about it? Every case is practically the same. Just build a little bit differently. The main difference is probably just cable management in the case. How to cable manage it in the case. Probably like the only big difference of every case. But for the majority of cases, you probably just build them all the same. Since I'm here, I'm curious about something and anxious. So I'm building a PC and my motherboard is Asus B550, Elite board is new. Depends if you're asking if you could plug in your ARGB into the fan hub that comes into the case. I don't remember which fan hub it actually comes into the case, but it'll probably just depend. Either if it has like the 3-pin to connect it, or if it has this other 3-pin that's 5-volt 3-pin to connect it. I don't know if you can see here in the camera here. This will be one type, and the other type will be another 3-pin, but it's different. I installed RAM on the motherboard box. I didn't realize it was unstable and accidentally slightly bended the motherboard. The motherboard is bent. You can put it in, and most likely it'll work. The motherboard will be bent, just like if certain like components on the actual motherboard, like certain pins, receptors, and stuff like that, are messed up, then it won't work. But if it's just bent, most likely it'll probably still work. But you could try it. I mean, you got nothing to lose. You should just try it. Nothing will break. Most likely, nothing will break. What graphics card is going in this build? It's gonna be a 5090 or Oris GeForce RTX 5090. It has both. Um, what has both? The controller hub, or you have both? Worst comes to worst, you could always buy like a little splitter depending on which one you do need, and then it'll go directly into your motherboard. And those splitters don't cost more than less than $10, to be honest. You can always find them on Amazon or eBay. Just depending on which type of ARGB you do need, which connector. They do sell splitters. They mostly come like in 5. Like each splitter comes with 5 connections to connect to. And worst comes to worst, you can't use the hub. You use the splitter, connect to directly into your motherboard, and then change the RGB with the motherboard software, or probably like any third-party software like Signal RGB and stuff like that. That's typically what we do. We don't really use like hubs like with these fans or these like if a case comes to a hub, we don't normally use it. We usually just use like a splitter, depending on which connector we do need. We use a splitter for that, and then we connect it directly into the motherboard. And the customer just changes the fan color on the motherboard software. Either like if it's Asus, it'll be Armory Crate. If it's Gigabyte, it'll be the GCC Control Center. If it's ASRock, it'll be Polychrome. If the MSI, it'll be the MSI Center. Now, basically, what I'm doing right now, I'm just routing the cables to the back. I finished screwing them in. I'm just routing them to the back here. There we go. Now we can go ahead and get our AIO prepared. and then we'll go ahead and put that AIO on top as well. We got a VRLA 360 white AIO here. I haven't had any testing, to be honest, with that new AMD X870, so I can't give like my honest thoughts. I haven't had. When we first got these 5090s, like I'll give you an example. When we first got these 5090s, and we put them into our stress test to see like the difference between a 4090 and a 5090, it was a huge difference. In our 4K stress test here, they're probably getting a 4090 was probably getting like 700 to 600 FPS. With the 5090, it was in 4K. It was reaching 1,000 to 800 to 1,000 FPS. Oh, you just picked up the RX 9070 and the 78. It should be a good build. I've heard good stuff about it, especially with that CPU. You should be doing pretty good with it. It's a good build that from the parts that you got. Let's see, where are my fans? Here they are. So they're gonna be these fans are gonna be exhaust. Yeah, most likely if you do 4K gaming, you probably get, depending on which game, probably get like 100, maybe like 60 to 100 FPS. Probably a little bit more, to be honest. This is your first build? Oh, that's not bad. It's a perfect first build. It's a good it's like a little bit higher. It's like mid to high tier. Again, don't take my word for it. I haven't done any tests for it, but from experience with other similar parts, older parts, you should get around that range. All right, so it's gonna go like this. And cables need to be back here. Well, yeah, if you're building it right now, just let me know if you need any help. And don't stress about it too much. Don't overthink while you're building it. I feel like that's what most people do, and they try to go as like slow as they can. Don't stress about it too much. You'll be surprised how much it takes to break an actual part in the computer. But yeah, just ask me if you need any help. I'll try my best to walk you through it. Don't forget to, if this is your first build, you're most likely, depending on what kind of RAM did you get, what RAM speed did you get. All right. Let's go ahead and get this mounted on top of the PC. $7,200 megahertz. Oh, damn, you got fast RAM. I don't know, depending on which motherboard you did get. Sometimes it's not even worth getting that fast of a RAM, just in case your motherboard. It's not that it'll most likely still run it, but it won't use like the full 7,200 megahertz. Like a good sweet spot, I believe, is 6,500, which the majority of all motherboards right now are currently, it's stabled, and it's probably like the highest you could probably use while being stabled. But I was just saying, because this is your first build, don't forget XMP in the BIOS. But I would check that. I would check that. Don't stress about it too much. It shouldn't be a big issue or an issue at all. But if you do like suffer like any like game crashes and stuff like that, I would check like the speed of your RAM and stuff like that. If you have like stability issues or whatever, I would first check your RAM. Like for us, I think the highest one we offer is 6,000 megahertz. There's XMP, so it's basically, when you first get your RAM, it'll say 7,200 on the RAM, which is basically what the RAM is supposed to be at. But when you put it into your computer, the motherboard itself puts at a standard, I believe. For 7,200, I don't know what would be like default on the motherboard. So let's say it has 6,000 megahertz RAM. For default on the motherboard, it'll set it at 4,800 megahertz. And it's just basically like a little like safety feature the motherboard puts just so it's able to boot. And then XMP is just basically, a lot of people say overclocking, but it's not overclocking. It's just making sure you set your RAM to what you bought the RAM to be, to the speed you bought the RAM to be. And it's basically easy. You go into your BIOS, and it's always most likely like at the bottom left when you first open the BIOS, and it'll be like something like if you got a B650, right? You got. It'll probably be like in the bottom left, it'll probably be there, and it'll say like XMP, and then you could choose like profile 1, XMP 1, XMP 2, or it'll be like profile 1, profile 2, and then you can see there once it shows you like the megahertz, like the speed change, what it will change it to, and then just see that you change it to like your correct one. But for you, I don't think it'd be better for you to just slack to XMP. I do need the Intel bracket for the AIO, so I'll be right back to get that. All right. How's the mic, guys? The mic is good? Am I going to be setting up drivers and stuff like that? So typically when we do these stream builds, we don't set up any drivers and stuff like that. What brand did you say your motherboard was? If you do need help setting up your... Asus? Okay, so Asus is pretty easy. So basically drivers for you, if you need help installing drivers, you go ahead and install the Armory crate. You'll see it'll pop up on the bottom right when you first open Windows. You'll see it there. So you can download pretty much all you're going to download is Armory crate, AMD. I think it's Adrenaline, the software, and that one's gonna search through your whole computer, and it's gonna see that you do have an AMD CPU and an AMD graphics card. So then it'll give you the drivers for both, and after that, all you'll need is Windows updates, pretty much. I always leave Windows updates at the end because Windows be putting their own AMD drivers and graphics drivers. So I was just like installing the original ones first, then once Windows doesn't detect that you do need any drivers like graphics drivers and CPU drivers, then it won't install like the Windows ones. So do Windows updates at the very end. Once you install Armory Crate, do all the Asus drivers, and then you can do your graphics drivers after. And then after that, it's just like all your peripherals, like depending on what kind of fans you got like Lian, Corsair fans. Then you get the softwares for those as well. Yeah, but it's pretty easy. You don't need that many softwares to, or going to go look for the drivers and stuff. That Armory Crate has like a drivers update utility, and that same software would be the same one you would use to change the RGB on your fans if you did connect them to your motherboard. Yeah, that's pretty much all you will need. You just need Armory Crate and then the AMD Adrenaline software. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty much all you'll need. And then Windows updates. And then there's so many videos on YouTube of like people building computers and setting up drivers and stuff like that. If you do ever need help, that's how I learned. I practically learned first just off YouTube videos and building my own computer like that. Just from watching YouTube videos. By internet, do you mean like Wi-Fi? Or what do you mean by internet? Once you installed Windows, it is gonna ask you, like, when you're setting up your account and stuff like that. It's gonna ask you to connect to the internet. You can either, if it's not detecting your Wi-Fi, try putting the antennas on the motherboard, and if it still doesn't detect like that, I would say connect to the um to the if you have like an internet port, connect to the internet port, do the install, and then install your drivers to get the Wi-Fi up and running. It really depends on the motherboard if the driver for the Wi-Fi came with it or didn't come with it. For the majority of them, it does come with it, but sometimes for some reason the Wi-Fi driver is not installed, so you have to use your Ethernet cable. Install the driver again through Armory Crate. So install Armory Crate, and then you'll be able to install. Yeah. So the first thing that pops up is gonna be like the Windows, like welcome to Windows. Create your account, this and that. What keyboard are you using? What language? What time zone? Stuff like that. And then once you finish that setting up, all like the Wi-Fi and stuff like that, then it'll take you to the actual Windows home screen. Yeah, but don't stress it too much. It's not like when I was first building my computer, I was stressing because I didn't want to break anything. Um, the more you stress, the more like you most likely are gonna break something. So don't stress about it. Just build with confidence, and you'll be able to build it. All right, we got our AIO in and our pump installed on our CPU. I'm just gonna go ahead and connect the fan power to our motherboard here. Route that to the back for our RGB. So basically, we're almost done. We just need to do the. I'm just gonna connect all our cables, to like our RGB and fan. Just get all our fan cables. Get all those ready, and then we'll be able to put in our power supply in, and then our GPU in, and then we should be done with the build. All right. So I got the RGB, the main one, connected to the motherboard. Now we go ahead and daisy chain all our other ones. What's up, Matt Gamer? Nah, you're all good, bro. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. We're a little bit more than halfway in already, but I'm glad you were able to make this stream. All right, I got all the RGBs connected. Now I'm gonna just connect the main fan power to the motherboard, and then again, same thing. Go ahead and start the daisy chain from there, and connect all the fans. All right, looks like I got all the fan powers connected as well. What am I installing today? So we got a Z890 motherboard, Aorus motherboard. We got our Aorus 5090 GPU. Our regular 360 VRLA white AIO. And then we got 7 high performance RGB fans, VRLA high performance RGB fans, white. We got an Ultra 9 285K. This isn't a customer's build, it's just like a custom build we did for we're doing for stream. We thought we'd go ahead and just do a Y70. We haven't done a Y70 in a while here. All right. Got our fan cables out of the way. Let's go ahead and open up our. I'm not gonna install a GPU yet, just because it is gonna be a big GPU, and I don't want it just wandering around while I'm moving the case. But we are gonna install our Lian power supply here. Get this opened up. All right. So this power supply does come with the edge hub, just in case if you had like a lot of USB 2.0s, that edge hub does come in handy, and then it's really easy to link with the power supply itself. So this is the edge up here. You connect your USB 2.0s and your fan power cables there as well. You connect up to, I believe it's 5. we aren't gonna be using that today. We don't have any that many USB 2.0s or any. Just the only USB 2.0 is that the one for the LC the display for the Y70. But today we're just gonna be using a 24 pin, 2 CPU, and then one 12 volt high power. No SATA today. Actually, we already used one SATA for that for the screen as well. So we're using one SATA, 2 CPU, one 24 pin, and then one 12 volt high power. All right, got a 24 pin here. This is PCIe. This is SATA. We do need SATA, but this one we're like, what I like about this one, the SATA one comes pretty cool. Comes with like 2 different types of SATA cables. Our CPU, Molex. CPU again. Here you go. So this SATA is pretty cool. It comes stacked and it comes shorter. So I like to use this one when I'm only using one SATA. And these are PCIe, PCIe, PCIe. Don't need any of those. And then we got our 12 volt high power here. What do you think of the future, about a future PC RX 6700 XT, Ryzen 5 700F or 7400F, 30 gigabytes of RAM, 750 watt power supply? So I'll answer Hogberg's question first. So future proof. So the PC looks like it'll last you quite a while. But if you did always want to upgrade to a better GPU, that's when your power supply will come into question. Because you do only have a 750 watt power supply, which is perfectly fine for the build you do have now. But if you did want to later on upgrade to, like, let's say like a 5080 or like some 80 series source, who knows, maybe in the future even 57s are going to be needing 850 watts now. But who knows? My only concern would probably be like that power supply, but I wouldn't tell you to go get a higher power supply for your build because there wouldn't be any point. But if you do want to future proof it, I'll probably say go with like a 850 most likely power supply. If you did want to future proof and if you did have plans to upgrade the GPU later on. Then I'll answer Mad Gamers. Next, I have a question. PC only has the original AIO fans, 3 fans on the case. Is it enough for my build? I have a RX 97 XT and a Ryzen 700X 3D. Yeah, you should be fine. If you want like a little bit more like cooling, I would say add. Depending on what case you have. What case do you have? That's 6 fans. So yeah, that's pretty much. How did you get hands on that case? No clue. They just gave it to me and they told me, and I'm just building it. But if you do want one, you go ahead and place an order for a Y70 build on our website.
Plugging in our last 24 pin into this power supply, and then we'll be able to connect it to our case here. There we go. The FSP M340 ARGB. Oh, I don't know what case is that, to be honest. I'll switch it up right now, and I'll let you know. But 6 fans should be good enough. If anything, you want to put that one exhaust, because I don't believe you have this exhaust fan over here in the back. Just get hot air out of the computer. Yeah. You can never go wrong with having too many fans in the case. And if you are like, if you're really like skeptical, right? Yeah, skeptical of if it's getting too hot, you can always monitor your temp with Power ID while you're playing games. Monitor them through there. If you see like they're getting too high, or you think they're getting too high, you can go ahead and just try putting more fans. Seeing if that changes also. If your concern is getting too hot. It always just depends on your environment, and also how clean are you keeping your build. If it's like low dust, if the radiator is not covered with a whole bunch of dust and dirt, stuff like that. All that varies on temps on computers. It's not just airflow. The majority is just airflow to start off with, but then that also comes into consideration. Why is this not going in? We have 2 CPU, our 24 pin here, and then we got our 24 pin and our SATA that's going to get connected to our screen here in the back. There you go. SATA's connected. Let's go ahead now. We can put the power supply in. Now we do need to slot in this vertical mount that the case does come with. Does look like we are going to need to change this bracket here on the side. Move that bracket up, and then we'll be able to connect our vertical mount here. There we go, vertical mount connected. Go ahead and screw it in. Remove this plastic cover. Now let's go ahead and open this 5090 Aurorus. believe this is the one that comes with the little LCD screen on it too. So the GPU does come with the fan that you can put it on top. So here we go. We got our GPU right there. Really nice GPU. To be honest, in my opinion, like it over the Astral card. Just because it's white and it has RGB as well, like the Astral card. But this one actually has like a little LCD in the front, I believe. Yeah, right here. It's like a little LCD screen. You can put temps. You can put like a little picture or whatever. But the only sad thing is this is gonna be vertical, so you can see more of the fans here and stuff like the LCD screen on the top. But let's go ahead and get the brackets off here on the side here. All right. Let's get this GPU installed as well. Be the GPU, and this will be the last part. And this GPU is really big as well. It almost doesn't fit inside the case, but it's just perfect that it does fit. You'll see right now what I'm talking about. $42 Celsius. Oh, that's not bad. Sorry, I wasn't reading chat, but yeah, that's not bad. That's perfectly fine. $42 Celsius is fine. You should start worrying when it starts getting to like 90, 95. That's when you should start worrying. 45 is actually really good, surprisingly. It's 42. Some people, that's what they idle on when they first open up their computer on Windows. So we're not doing any cable management today, just for the sake of the stream. But we're just connecting the last cable here, our GPU cable. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put on our top panel and our back panel. You guys can see the full effect of the case and how I'm over there. There goes my keys. So here's the top panel here. I'll go ahead and put the back panel as well. There we go. Let's go get this. And let's go ahead and plug it in, see how it looks, how it came out. Make sure I connected everything correctly. Let's go ahead and turn it on. fan RGB still hasn't turned on. Let's see if it turns on. There you go. Oh shit. Oh, I do need to connect the cooler to one of the RGBs. Let me go ahead and connect that. I think I do have a connector here. No. Let me see. We'll get one. All right, guys. Sorry for the wait. I was looking for this cable, specific cable to help us connect that AIO to the AIO RGB to also the daisy chain of the fans itself, and I found the cable here. And then this just need to connect this, and the pump itself should be RGB as well. Yeah, every 3 months. To be honest, a lot of people don't even clean it at all. Nah, you shouldn't get more fans. To be honest, you should be perfectly fine with the fans you have right now. All right, guys. So this is the build. Pretty nice build with our simple higher RGB fans. The Beautiful, nice white 5090. Yeah, guys. So this is the build here with a nice white motherboard as well. I like how the white motherboard goes with the rest of the look. But yeah, guys, so this week we actually streamed almost every day. We streamed a couple of customers' builds. Today we didn't have a customer's build to stream today, so we just went ahead and built one of our own. If you guys do want to order a Y70 Touch Premium, we do have it on the website, or you want to do a custom build and get this case as well, we do have it on our website as well. So if you do want to get one of these cases, go ahead and go on our VRLA.com, and you'll be able to get one of these. Yep. I don't know. We're gonna stream again throughout the week next week. But for sure we do stream every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. If you guys want to want to tune in, we stream on YouTube, we stream on Twitch. Just in case you guys see me reading chats and you guys don't see it on those Twitch chat or YouTube chats. We do stream on both platforms, YouTube and Twitch. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Like I said, thank you guys for joining. And we'll see you guys next week.